Qual'thalas Time, Episode 2, Qual'thalas Gets a Radio Voice, by Marie Michelle Delaney, copyright 2023. In our last episode, Bacella clearly expressed her displeasure to War Chief Sylvanus Windrunner. The physical altercation resulted in the War Chief needing medical attention. Bacella made it clear that she was going to take the people of Qual'thalas out of the Horde to become their own group. Bacella returned to Qual'thalas, partially relieved, to finally vent her frustration about what Sylvanus had done to the people of Qual'thalas, only to realize that she had no clear idea how she was going to begin her missive to create an independent culture. Bacella left the portal room in the palace and walked right to the regent's office. The regent Lawthorn was reviewing some of his local legislation. He looked up at Bacella. "Can I help you?"
Your Excellency, you need to consider leaving the Horde. After the actions of Sylvanus Windrunner and the way our people have been taken advantage of by the Horde over the centuries, we need to consider our options when it comes to our own identity, like Darlan is.
Lawthorn sighed as he put his pile of papers to the side of his desk and invited Bacella to sit down.
"How do you suppose we do this? I don't think Qual'thalas is a floating city is practical. We do not have the resources to defend ourselves from the entire Horde or Alliance."
Originally, Qual'thalas was aligned with the Alliance, but after Aretha sacked the people of Qual'thalas, it was decided that the Horde would be a good defensive partner. Sadly, that had not really been ideal either.
One of the people on the ship that crashed on Elon Musk. They've been here 10 years. Many have trained in our field of mage work, and they offered us skills and technology as thanks. I believe, I could be wrong, that we have had several learn to do the portals to their homeland. What if we could work with them and eventually become our own sovereign trading partner and nation? In exchange, we share and collaborate ideas and technology in addition to our trade.
Lawthorn nodded as he thought it was an interesting idea. An off-world trading partner that could also provide tactical assistance.
"Sounds like an interesting plan. I wish you the best of luck. I will provide whatever I can within reason. Their music plates interest me."
The Sindori have no words for vinyl recordings. The closest translation was music plates. Several of the Elon Musk crew would play their music plates at the bazaar every weekend at dance night, and the gatherings were very popular, with the bazaar being completely filled with Sindori traveling from many areas to be part of the festivals.
I agree, and I think they have some other technology that we can benefit from. I will reach out to the other group.
Later that night, Bacella came back to her home, the Wayfair Rest Inn. Yehovah, her wife, had just finished preparing dinner of manna worm, carrots, potatoes, and Sindori wine. The inn was quiet as there was a small group of Elon Musk shipmates playing audio plates on their little players in the corner. Yehovah quietly listened to the music when she was not too busy. Given the slow nature of the inn was quite often. She smiled as she kissed Bacella after sat down at the table.
I'm glad that you're home. The Elon Musk crew, I'm glad that you home. The Elon Musk crew was planning another party, and they looking like they had the one last week.
Bacella sighed contentedly as she gave a long, deep kiss to her wife. She looked at the group of dancers having a good time.
Now I know what. Now I need more of this technology. I wonder how that man called Sparky was able to make the music place from so far away, with those little boxes scattered around the bazaar. Has he come in yet?
Jehovah shook her head.
He went out last weekend. He said he was looking for me back in Sunset. He said he had finding boxes of them mute. He had to find more boxes for them dance music this weekend. I believe that he went for the ship.
Bacella frowned as the Elon Musk had crashed in Dead Scar. It was totally surrounded by hostile Scourge. The safest way was to go there by portal, or with a large group for protection. The crew were badly hurt 10 years ago when the ship crashed. The Scourge started picking them off one by one. Of the original 200 crew members, only 30 remained. Thanks to the help of the group of Sindori that were patrolling the area, they were saved and given a new home in Qual'thalas. An hour later, an older gray-haired man came in and greeted Jehovah and Bacella.
Hi, how are you? Are we going to have a fantastic music program this weekend?
I got some questions. Have a seat.
Sparky nodded as he sat down across from Jehovah and Bacella. He put his bag on the floor next to him.
I'll do my best to answer these questions. What you want to know?
How do those speaking boxes work? The ones that you put around the bazaar that play all the same song at the same time? I never see any wires connected.
With excitement. You mean the receiver? The one that they put in the sender? In my world, we call that a transmitter. I can have as many receivers as I want, and if they are tuned to that one sender, they will all play the same thing. I have several receivers and senders in my bag.
Quietly, Sparky rummaged through his bag and pulled out 2 boxes. He cleared a place on the table and sat them down.
The bigger box, the one on the left, is the sender. It can be attached to one of our music plates, allowing the music to be heard wherever there's a receiver tuned to the same frequency as the sender. This sender is very small. It can transmit up to probably about 5 kilometers, something like that. A receiver within the same range, it could pick up and play the content that is being sent to the sender. I can also talk to a sender with this here microphone.
Bacella was becoming excited as she thought of what she could do with this.
Can you cover all of Qual'thalas with this? The Ghostlands?
You bet. On Earth, this technology covers the whole planet. The Sindori and Qual'thalas will be the first place to have this ability in all of Azeroth. A 14,100 watt sender will allow you to be heard almost all the way to Stormwind on a good night. Maybe not. A 50,000 watt sender, you could clearly be heard night and day all over the Eastern Kingdom and parts of Qual'thalas. This could really be a powerful tool for the Sindori.
Bacella sat there stunned as she realized that she had gotten one of the big pieces she needed.
I'm working with Lord Ringit Lorthoron on this. Would you be willing to discuss this with him? How do you know so much about this?
See, the thing is, I used to be a broadcast engineer. I would love to discuss. We could talk about the equipment on Earth. As one of the majors goes to Earth every other day for work, he gas portal, goes work, then come home to Qual'thalas every day. I can get him to order and deliver the equipment.
Bacella now had a plan. Radio was to be a major piece of it. The next day, Sparky and Bacella went to talk to Regent Lothoron at his palace.
I got something that will be a step in the right direction. Can we install a center in Qual'thalas? And can we send music all over the news to the Eastern Kingdom? We can offer receivers for a modest cost to people who want to listen to the shows. We will also give us the ability to transmit news and events to everyone.
Sounds interesting. Let me talk with my magistrals of communication. This could be a great tool for us.
Lothoron excused himself as he went to another room to discuss with the Magister of Communication. He returned in about 10 minutes with the Magister Calixite, an older Sindori woman.